would help if I knew where I was going.
That's all right. You're among friends.
I know, you guys are so understanding and I appreciate that. All right, can we see my screen now?
Yes.
Hang on, I need to drag a couple things over. All right, we are set and recording. So Heidi, I am gonna hand it over to you.
All right. Well, I was so really excited to be on. I was on an hour early. So now I'm back and I have no camera, but I am here. I am your UES lead.
Hostess with the mostest.
Oh, yeah, something. One of your leads for UES as a volunteer. So I am in the same boat as all of you. My event is UES, which I love. I love my staff partner, and I'm excited to learn what we're going to learn tonight from Jen Funk. She is one of our staff. So she's going to give us some information. We have a few people who want to share, and then we hope we have lots of time for everyone to join in. So Jen, are you ready?
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I want to start off by apologizing. I actually I'm at a golf course in the parking lot, hiding in a corner. I was playing in a Research Hers golf tournament for work today, and I couldn't not do this call as well. So I do apologize. I'm going to bake in a little bit of time for Q&A, but my contact information is also in this slide deck. So please don't hesitate to reach out. But I do apologize for having to kind of jump in and jump out. But a quick introduction about me. So I did have to go back in my database of relay photos for this. So I'm what ACS calls an ACS boomerang. So I worked for ACS from 2013 to 2016, as at the time was known as a Relay for Life senior manager. So I live in Central Illinois and managed a territory and relay staff here, and then left the society for some personal reasons. I was actually my mom's caregiver and couldn't manage being a caregiver and working in the society and doing a lot of those things at the same time. So I left, but then actually I'm back. I came back on Halloween and I'm incredibly excited to be back. But I keep saying it feels like I'm coming home. And so I dug deep in some of my photo bank for some of these relay photos. So again, super excited to be back. I am a crazy dog mom. It's probably one of the well-known facts about me. Where I live, you are either a Cardinals fan or a Cubs fan. So I had to come out of the gate and just let you all know that I firmly cheer for the Cubs. So I actually work in marketing strategy for the National Home Office. I work with our Relay for Life, our youth programs, Discovering the Future, and then top performers. So go ahead and next slide, Kayla. So I work for marketing strategy. So what we do and why our role is considered important is I really help focus in on setting the stage for marketing for those events that I just told you about. So what my purpose is, if I'm doing my job properly, is I really help everyone understand the event, the community, the audience, what is unique about community, what is unique about Relay for Life, kind of really helping like drill down into what makes our event so special or what makes our pillar so special. So what makes Relay, what makes all of you so unique, what makes all of our events unique, and then how can we capitalize on that to help, build a strategy, build a brand, build awareness, do all of the things from a national level that we can then help share to all of the individual relays themselves. And so a lot of the things that I touch and that I work with are creative design. So we did a really cool challenge a couple of weekends ago, Why I Relay, which that is my mama, who she is why I continue to relay. And so when we look at a challenge or we look at marketing or we look at all of those things, these are some of the different things that we touch. So obviously our creative design, we help write and give the kind of cadence for a lot of our emails, both the national send that ACS pushes out, and then the local send, which is what all of you do through your, I call it EMC, but through the back of your website. We do the social media, we do internal and external communications, our text messaging, and any of the things that go on the website. So either our event websites, or cancer.org. So kind of a lot of moving parts when it comes to thinking about what goes into a marketing strategy and why it's so important. So go ahead to the next slide, please. So what I wanted to talk about is, to me, I think marketing and promotion, it's crazy fun. It lets you be creative. But I do want to promise you and stress to everyone today that there's so much more than just social media. And sometimes I think that we get wrapped up into social media and think that's kind of the only way to be. And so, I've definitely been there. I've been the victim of nobody liked my post, or I had 3 people share my event, or, something like that. And I just get frustrated and I kind of get down into the, what am I doing wrong? And so I just wanted to share tonight a couple of things that I do with my event that still work. May sound silly, but, again, there's just sometimes that grassroots, grassroots is what made Relay so amazing. And that's what continues to make us so amazing. So just wanted to share, look at your local community calendars, go in, make sure, if you have a chamber, if you have a radio station, make sure that your event is on all of those calendars. I used to work for another nonprofit, and before we planned an event, we checked all of those calendars. I have a partner and a 12-year-old, and we don't know what to do this weekend. I still look at those calendars. So definitely something that I want to make sure that everyone thinks about. Relay posters, put them around town, storefronts, office buildings, community centers. Again, all the countdowns from YouTube, great idea. I'm at a golf course today, and there were 3 different golf tournaments that were posted up on their board. So, think of some of those places. I'm finding, both in my career and personally, that people are starting to make that shift from everything being online to kind of going back to paper. People love receiving something in the mail now. I get so excited when there's a card or a letter in the mail, but I also remember when I got so excited to get my first email. So it's kind of funny how we're starting to make that shift a little bit more. So definitely go back to kind of that print, putting posters up. Use your local media to your advantage. There are so many places that will run a PSA on local television. Like here in town, we have what's called WTVP, which is like our local channel 11, our PBS affiliate. And they'll put 15, 20, 30-second PSAs in. They give us, that's their version of sponsorship. So instead of giving us cash for our Relay event, they will help us do that. A lot of morning interviews are phenomenal. They will make you get up really early. So I hate to warn everyone. I think the last one we did was like a 3 a.m. It was a really bad alarm clock, but definitely worth it. Everybody tunes into those when they're getting ready for work in the morning. So definitely don't hesitate to reach out to your TV and radio station, excuse me, to jump in to do some of those conversations. Not only do you get to talk about your event, but you also get to talk about ACS and why it's important to you and why you're staying involved. So definitely a win-win. This is one of my absolute favorites, Paint the Town Purple. God love my mom. She would change our front light bulb to be purple when we did Paint the Town Purple. It's just, how do you miss everything in town being purple with purple ribbons and all of these things? So it's definitely a great thing to make sure that you keep. I love that idea, Sherry, of mailing Christmas cards. Sorry, I'm watching the chat too, because I'm trying to also get ideas from all of you. So definitely Paint the Town Purple. Use your civics groups, your town councils, your chamber of commerce, your own business contacts. Where do you work? Where does your partner work? Where does your family work? Looking at some of those, in your ELT, in your volunteer groups, who works where? Because there's a lot of times that you're able to either put something up in their building or go in and talk to them on their lunch break, or, things like that. So definitely make sure that you are embracing the groups in your town that are built for this, or community, for those of us that are a little rural. Go ahead and next slide, please. So again, still more than social media. The one thing I do want to say, let me jump back to TV and radio really quickly, is if you're starting to branch into that media, have your staff partner reach out to your regional marketing team. because they definitely have contacts, or they can help you if you're not 100% sure, you know, what to say on camera or how to say it. Like, get in touch with your ACS marketing team. We're totally happy to help. Like, this is the stuff we love. We kind of turn into geeks when it comes to this stuff. So like, let us help you. We would love that sort of stuff. We have media alerts and press releases on acsresources.org. They're canned. You can go in, you can edit them, you can add more to them. You know, definitely utilize that sort of stuff. This is one of my favorites: volunteer at other events as your relay team. You know, I have been a fundraiser for a really long time, and I've always said, you know, I don't want to be only asking, I also want to be giving. So let me give as my relay team. Let me volunteer at this event. Let me go to the school and work the dunk booth, or, you know, any of those things. So that gets your presence out. Oh, well, your shirt says Relay for Life. What is that? That's grassroots marketing at its finest. Again, I said earlier, I'm in here trying to read your ideas too, because definitely learn from each other. We're a group think, we're a think tank. If you're not on Facebook yet, jump in, join our Facebook group. Everyone shares ideas, questions, concerns, any of that stuff. And I love it because it also makes you feel like you're not alone, which is worth its weight in gold. If you have a question, it is highly likely someone else in our other, 1,300 events is also feeling the same question. Agree, Ruth, giving is not always asking. It definitely goes a long way. So something to remember, but if you're going to do it, wear your relay gear. That's totally fine. Bookmark, I did mention it earlier, and it is in these slides. Bookmark acsresources.org. It is constantly being updated. I say that because I get to be one of the folks that helps update that, and we put a lot of time, energy, and effort into it. So definitely use it. We make sure that we don't push out anything that's not 100% ready to go. It sounds silly, but jump back to those pizza box flyers. Put stuffers in bank envelopes and pharmacy bags. If you have someone who's a title sponsor, ask if they'll give stuff away at their location. Obviously you want them to give you stuff for the event, but what can they pass out for us? What can they share for us? Definitely keep it simple. Don't ever feel obligated to go over the top. An organic promotion, I keep going back to grassroots because it's authentic. It comes from a good place. When you make a contact with someone, it is so much harder for them to tell you no when you're face to face, because you have that relationship. If you're talking to them about Relay for Life, it's because they know you care about this. It's something that is meaningful to you, and authenticity goes so far. Go ahead and next slide, please. Okay. I came with some do's. I also have to come with some don'ts, unfortunately. Don't split the logo. So as everyone saw, we did get a brand new fancy shiny logo. I put an example. We do have a horizontal and a stacked version. So if you go to acsresources.org, again, it'll be in another slide. We have all of the logos available for you to use, not just the horizontal. We have the stacked, we have the all white, we have all of that good stuff. We also, I will say myself and a couple of others, really flushed out those brand guidelines. We do ask that you stick within those. Don't do anything. Don't do anything like lime green. I might get in a little bit of trouble for that. Plus, lime green doesn't look good on anyone, I promise you. Also, for this year, I'm going to say it, this year and this year only, please do not fret if you do see last year's logo or an older logo on something. We are working feverishly to update everything. However, we all know best laid plans. It's like when you do a home project and you take the refrigerator out and you realize you have to rebuild a wall. So it takes a little bit more time. We've run into a couple of snags. But so this year it is okay if something has the older logo, if it hasn't been updated yet. We are working on doing that as quickly as possible. Also, don't get overwhelmed. I realize I'm talking quickly and I'm giving you a ton of information and it might seem crazy. Just take a step back and take a deep breath. Whatever you do is the right thing to do. However you get your event out there is the right way to do it. Don't reinvent the wheel. We've got great ideas. Like I said, go back to that Facebook group. There are so many good things out there. You don't have to create something brand new. If somebody did it in California and it worked, who's to say it wouldn't work also in Maine? Also, this one is my favorite. Don't forget that everyone can promote Relay. It doesn't just have to be your marketing person. It can be everyone, but also keep it to an organized chaos. You do want to make sure that your marketing person knows what is happening and who is doing what and who is reaching out to which organization or newspaper or radio station. You don't want 7 people calling the same person. So I do like to say organized chaos. And I've given you a lot of non-social media ideas. Don't forget social media. Social media is a great tool. I just wanted to give you things that were more than just Facebook, Instagram, etc. Go ahead and next slide, please. So I'm super excited. I don't know how many of you utilize our text messaging system called Slick Text. I'm actually working on this with 2 other partners. We are coming up with a toolkit that will have sample messages that can be sent out. So we're giving you ideas. You don't have to stick with ours, but a lot of times it's easier to come up with your own thing when you have a template rather than starting from scratch. So, 8 weeks out of your event, here's what you can send. 7 weeks out, here's what you can send, etc. It's a great way to garner excitement if you are getting ready to do a kickoff. So this isn't something that has to be used only, right before your event. Use it for kickoff. Use it if you're doing Paint the Town Purple. If you have a separate Survivor celebration, it's a great way to keep folks engaged, but also if someone can't make Relay this year, but they still want to stay up to date. Again, just another good extra marketing tool that we have. Go ahead and next slide, please. Also, we did a lot of work on creating these social toolkits, but they don't have to be used for only social media. These things are already great flyers. You can print them out. They're recruitment. Some of these are talking about join us. Put a little text box in there with your event information, etc. We have these Facebook cover photos. Again, those can be put into a slideshow at your event. They can be put into a slideshow if you wanted to use them for that PSA that, maybe your channel 11 would do. So definitely think about, just because I give you this and say, hey, use this as your Facebook cover photo, doesn't limit you only to that. Again, don't reinvent the wheel. If you have something, I love hearing that, Ruth. Like, our creative team put their heart and soul into these graphics. And I have to say, every time they come with us to something, I'm like, I don't know how you get better, but you keep getting better. So definitely, feel free to use these for something that's not just a post on Facebook. Go ahead, next slide, please. Okay, this is one of my favorite slides. And this is pretty much so you guys know how my brain works. I literally just pulled my bookmarks tab for you. This is like what I keep bookmarked on my work laptop. So I was talking about acsresources.org. We have everything gets put in there that you can look at, that you can download, that you can use, all of our challenge information. The team does a great job about keeping this updated. Our new brand resources, again, new brand, things are changing. That has everything that you might need. And that's ACS wide. So then I also linked in for you just the Relay for Life resources. And then we also created an FAQ document. We were noticing that a lot of questions were coming in from the field where people either didn't understand something or didn't know how something worked or didn't know how to put this together. So we put that together for everyone. We were hoping to kind of circumnavigate some of those questions. I did want to share with you my 2 favorites, the customizable press release and the media alert. Again, you can download those. You can make them whatever you need them to be. I know I said I was going to talk a ton about social media, but if you do social media, unexpected marketing, our hashtag strategy is phenomenal. If you can get your hashtag trending, you can click on that. You can see all of the photos that people have tagged you in. You can connect with someone that maybe you didn't know, but they were at your event. They tagged your event. Hey, I'm Jen. I wanted to reach out. I saw you were at the Relay for Life of Peoria, Illinois. I'm sorry I missed you. I'd love to connect with you. Let's chat, kind of thing. Also, if you have a photographer who's coming to your event, we have a ton of resources to give them about how they can take better pictures for you that you can use in your own promotions moving forward. Also, our creative team is happy to have a conversation with them too. And then the last thing I wanted to leave with you was our updated tangible giving breakdown. I've always loved to use this because someone always comes up and says, if I give you $20, what does that really do? Well, let me tell you, $20 gives this, $50 gives this, $100 allows us to do this. And so we did just get our new facts and figures in. I wasn't sure if anyone had seen that yet, so wanted to make sure that you had easy access to that as well. So I realized that I threw a lot at you and I spoke very quickly, but if anyone has a question, feel free to drop it in the chat. My contact information, and I did go back to 2014 to find this photo of Lisa and I at the Relay for Life of Peoria. So I just had to, put that shout out in there too, but don't hesitate, shoot me an email. Your staff partner can absolutely get a hold of me. I love questions because I am a little bit removed from the field. And so, sometimes it's easier for me to assume I know what's happening until someone tells me otherwise. So again, definitely, please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself through your staff partner directly. We love the feedback and suggestions. So, and I do just want to say thank you so much for inviting me. I was super excited when they reached out and asked if I wanted to chat with everyone. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Jen, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I got some great takeaways. Does anybody have any questions for Jen before she goes back to her golf?
I put sunscreen on so many times, y'all, because I was like, I cannot show up to this conversation and have a cherry red nose. So I'm
good job. Good job.
Hey, Jen, this is Catherine Green from Georgia.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, this might be a crazy question, and I should probably know the answer, but how will we go about getting the slides for those links?
I believe Kayla is going to post them.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, Catherine, I will post the recording of this call, this slideshow, the transcript of the chat, and any of the resources that we come up with on the Let's Talk landing page, probably by Monday or Tuesday next week.
Okay, awesome. Thank y'all.
You guys are taking it easy on me, and I'm not going to lie, after being in the sunshine all day, I'm okay with that.
We're probably just absorbing it, and we'll have lots of questions later.
Absolutely fine. I'm happy to talk with anyone at any point in time. So again, thank you all so much for letting me be part of this call. I appreciate it. Y'all are doing great things for ACS and for Relay. And just if nobody's told you today, thank you for everything that y'all do. It is very, very appreciated.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for all you're doing.
Yeah, love it. All right, Power of Purple. I'm going to sign off and you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
All right. We should have a Denise and Elizabeth from Canal, Winchester, Ohio. Are you ladies on?
We are here, yes.
Yay!
I was really excited to listen to some of Jen's presentations here. Kind of goes along with what we have already started to do. When Elizabeth and I first joined the Relay, we were trying to brainstorm and come up with different ideas of how to promote Relay all year round, not just the month of or the 6 weeks before the event. So one of the things we did was our local farmers market. They meet every Saturday in the summer. That starts with Memorial Weekend and goes through the end of September. And we were allowed to set up a booth. The first year it was just to promote the luminaria for the event. The next year, one of our good friends, who is also a council member and part of the Canal Winchester Historical Society, approached us and she goes, "Would you team up with us?" I said, "What do you have in mind, Jill?" Because Jill is one of these that get you involved with everything. We came up with luminaria for our Christmas in the Village, which is another event that we were very active with, promoting Relay with our team name on it. But we did the luminaria, sold those, well, took orders for those at the farmers market, and we opened it up to everyone.
Not just cancer specific.
Not just cancer specific. People were very receptive. They could put any message that they wanted on the bag, and they lined the walkway from the center of town down to the complex where the Historical Society was putting on their own little event. So we split the proceeds with what we earned off of the luminaria with the Historical Society and the relay. And it's funny because being at farmers market every Saturday through the summer, you get to know the people, you get to know the vendors. Our vendors have been very supportive. They have started donating. They're going to be part of our relay as part of our vendor village. I forget where I was going with that. Anyway.
Teaming up with people.
Teaming up with people is the big thing. You've got to get your name out there. And people that we would meet at farmers market, I just had going through physical therapy, and there was a lady that walked in therapy at the same time I was, and she looked at me and she goes, I've been trying to find you. I have a quilt that I want to donate to the auction. If we hadn't made our presence at the farmers market, she couldn't put a face to the name. It was relay. There was no one that they could actually see someone and say, I know that person, that's a relay person. And that's the way it's been all through the town. We've gotten to know our local vendors. We go in and we support our vendors. We share their
Posts
on Facebook, the social media.
their products.
We bring people in, we support them. We go in and visit with them throughout the whole year, not just walk in 6 weeks before the
Asking
event and
for a
say,
donation.
would you like to donate to relay? And they look at you like, well, what's relay? And then
One thing that was really cool with our Christmas Luminaria is a local restaurant, local diner in town. She, first of all, bought 10 Luminaria to have displayed. We also, for other local restaurants and local businesses that support us, we made their own Luminaria as a thank you. So thank you for your support, Luminaria, that we had out on the pathways. But this one local diner reached out to us and asked if she could have all of the labels that were left over that nobody claimed at the end of this, and asked if she could display them in her windows. So for the rest of Christmas season, she had these Luminaria displayed in her window for everybody to see as they were walking by. And we actually just got a $3,000 donation from her this year for, she wants them to go towards having inflatables and other fun stuff at our relay. So she just gave us that donation. And then teaming up with the Historical Society we talked about. And then we've also, if you want to talk about the baskets, how we've donated to nonprofits.
it was different nonprofits in the area. You know, you say you've got to give to receive. What we did is something that we personally would donate to these organizations anyway, but we started putting Team Web of Hope as the one that was presenting this donation basket to them. And in our basket, we would put a flyer that had relay information in it. And then a card, business card that had the date of our next relay event. So every donation that we gave to these other organizations, we were promoting the relay. And that too has come back to help us, because these organizations in turn have donated to the relay as far as donation baskets or luminaria purchases. And it's just a matter of working together, getting to know the people that you're dealing with, not just the month before the event, but face to face throughout the whole year.
Your local churches are a big support too. We have one local church that we really work with, especially again at Christmas in the Village. That's our biggest thing is Christmas in the Village here now. We team up with one of our local churches, and actually the pictures are up right now. One year we did a community celebration of life tree where they could come and make ornaments at the church and hang them on the tree to, you know, celebrate, remember, you know, fight back. So we had a purple tree up at the church. The church does something where they give out free cookies and hot chocolate, and we have our booth set up there where we do a little silent auction there as well. And then we also have the ornaments, so they can either you know, give a donation to purchase an ornament, or they can come decorate their own ornaments. And we actually had a family come back this past Christmas and say that this has become their family tradition. They're looking forward to it. And it, you know, we always have a different theme for Christmas in the Village. So they are really receptive to and excited about the different themes that we incorporate into our ornaments as well. And then one thing that we are going to try this year is we have a local, she is a beloved, she's everybody loves her. She is a local dog walker and a dog sitter and a pet sitter. And we are going to try and make a dog walk work. So, you register make a donation to register. We're going to try and work out so we can get dog bandanas to give all of the registrants. And it's really just going to be this fun walk where we're going to meet at one of our local metro parks and just walk around with all of these dogs. And I think it's going to be great. And I told her, like, the only thing we'll ask from you is, one, promote this event, and two, ask your clients if they will be involved. And she's like, I know every single one of them will be involved in one way or another. So we're looking forward to that one. We're excited to see where that one goes. And that's a long-winded nutshell version of how we try and keep our relay alive. In this picture here, this is my mom, as you can see in there, and then our dear friend Charlotte, who we just lost a year ago to cancer, and she was the bravest warrior. I'm going to start crying. She was a fierce warrior, and she is the one who, it used to be Charlotte's Web of Hope, and when my mom got diagnosed, we just changed it to Web of Hope, and we keep doing this for her because she was one of the best people you would ever meet. But thank you for having us.
Well, ladies, do you mind sharing about how you take this frame around town and let survivors take pictures?
Yes.
And tie in your in-person and social media?
Yes.
Thank you.
We can do that. So we had these frames. They were actually like graduation frames or something like that. And we just kind of tweaked them a little bit to make them work for us. We have 3 of these. Whenever COVID was very prominent and we had to do virtual relays, we had these at farmers markets, and we would ask our survivors to come take pictures so we can put them in our virtual video. And we just kind of held on to them. And now we just kind of carry them around wherever we go. The people are not surprised whenever they see us walking around with these big photo frames. But we ask anybody who has donated to us, we will carry one of these signs into their business or find them or anything, like we stalk people basically, to get their picture taken in our photo frame here so we can display them on our website, on our Facebook page, on our Luminaria. And we have, I don't know if you can see it on Charlotte there, but she's got a survivor, the sash on, and we have a caregiver sash as well too. So we just, I think we're going to have those at Relay this year so people can get pictures with them too. And we found those on Amazon if anybody needs. They're on Amazon.
Well, it sounds like you do a great job also partnering within your community, which I think is the way for us to go. Yeah. So I love all the ways you incorporate everything, and people look forward to what you do, and like the family that wants to, do that as a family tradition. Those are amazing ideas. Does anybody have any questions?
Did you say that you ordered those frames from Amazon that you were doing the pictures with?
I don't remember if it was Amazon or Zazzle.
Okay.
We'll figure it out, and we'll send we'll send Kayla an email.
Yeah, just send it to me.
Okay. And we will make sure that everybody can figure out where we got those and get them ordered for yourself, because they're fun and everybody loves them.
Okay. Oh, they look great.
There are comments in the chat about your dog walk, that there are Bark for Life events that you can get, probably find the information on acsresources.org for information. Great. If you want to do a dog type event.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, we'll definitely look into those resources.
All right, I know there's questions out there. Come on, don't be shy. This is something we all struggle with.
Well, actually, Heidi, I might back us up real quick. Jen did a lot of talking about different print things to do out in your community, simply going back to hanging posters and stuff. So I wanted to give a quick little plug for another ACS resource that we would love to see everybody utilizing more. ACS actually has a print center that if you design it, ACS will print it. I know a lot of us are very budget conscious of what we do with our events, and when you use the ACS print center, the printing does not get, the cost of that printing is not taken out of your event budget. We have a separate budget for ACS printing, because we get this at such low cost through the print center like, here's my example. A regular 8.5 by 11 like flyer in color costs ACS about 12 cents to print. If you were to send a black and white copy of that flyer to Staples and get it printed, it's 20 cents for a black and white. So it's very super cheap to print to the print center, send to the print center, and you can get almost anything printed there. This Fiesta for a Cure poster on the side of the screen is actually the one for Chilton, Alabama. They are using it this year. They got this printed as an 11 by 17. It is on poster paper, so it actually is like that thick poster paper. And it printed like, there's no white around the edge. It printed edge to edge. They got all of their sponsors on there. They designed this themselves, but ACS printed that for them, a couple hundred for them to get out in their community. And if you were out in your community, wouldn't you be able to notice that on a pegboard or something and want to know what was going on?
Yeah. So how do we, and what is the turnaround time? How do we use it? And what is our turnaround time?
Your staff partner, sorry, I accidentally clicked a bunch of stuff. Your staff partner can put in a request for print. The print center likes to have 7 to 10 business days to get stuff printed, but they can do turnaround real fast on stuff if needed.
Okay.
Shipping is usually what takes more time than actually printing things. Example, I put in an order to just get some paper registration forms printed, so I didn't have to run. I wanted like 50 of them. I didn't want to run them off of my printer. I put them in on like a Wednesday and they delivered to my house on the following Monday.
Okay.
So it can be pretty quick. And I put some other examples of things on here. One that you can use to help market your event, but things that the print center can print. Here in the middle is an example from Jefferson County, Pennsylvania. They do this buck slip every year with upcoming events. They send this early in the year. With all the upcoming events for the year, they mail it, like actually physically mail it to the previous year's participants and the current participants. Here's a postcard that one of the high schools used to help advertise their relay to the community because they always host community hours. The print center did those, and not only did they print them, they cut them so that the students didn't have to worry about that. And then I threw one more down here, just having a kickoff is a great way to also get the word about relay out in your event. Howard County, Indiana had a chili cook-off supper for their kickoff back in February. Got a bunch of people from the community out, and we just, that one's a buck slip too. We just printed it out, third of a page, stuffed it in an envelope, and mailed it right on out to get everybody there. But the print center can do all of that kind of stuff for very low cost we just need a little bit of lead time on it.
Okay, so get with your staff partner and
yes,
plan ahead, and awesome.
I just want to speak up for just a second. This is Karen. That's my Jefferson County event. I used the same basic format for another event. And at the beginning of the year on the back, instead of having all of the community events, we said, your sponsor logo code can go here. And we used it to go out into the community and get sponsors. And then we reprinted with the sponsor logos. So that way the sponsors saw, oh, there is going to be something going around with my logo on it. And it helped a little.
Oh, nice. All right. Anybody have any questions or ideas or things that you've done? Don't be afraid.
Is there a Facebook page that this group is with, or just in general where the individuals on this call share ideas?
Yeah, Sherry, we have our UES Unified Event Support Facebook group. I should already have this link up, but I'll put it in the chat. It is for all of our events supported by UES, for people to get in there and share ideas or ask questions or advertiser fundraisers that can be like nationwide. So yes, we do have a Facebook group for this.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Let me find you the link.
It's a great group to be a part of. Who else? We're all friends here. We're all relay buddies.
Well, we used the print room or the printing group that did flyers for us that we took around to well, we're still working on getting them to all the businesses in Neosho, but it was a real nice flyer. It was 8.5 by 11. And I mean, I think we got it in about 5 days.
And it comes
they're-
right to you, correct?
Yes. Well, my staff partner said, where do you want it mailed to? And I said, to me. So she just mailed it directly to my house.
Good, nice. And is everybody on the call? The link is in there for our Facebook group. Make sure you ask to join that so that we can, continue conversations on there, and you'll get the latest trainings coming up. And
does anyone do anything with their local paper? One of our volunteers was going to come and share what she does with her local paper, what wasn't able to come last minute. So just out of curiosity, does anybody do anything with their local paper for Relay?
We do. I mean, I've been down to visit with them. We haven't had anything in the paper yet, but they are going to carry some information for us.
That's fabulous, Donna. Are they just going to cover the event, or are they going to help with some like survivor stories or do something before Relay too?
Well, they have in years past. We haven't touched on that yet, which is, I probably should have, but yes, I will ask them about that. They did, several years they did that for us. And I'm hoping that they will attend the event. I do have a photographer coming to the event that's going to take, we're having an area set up where all the survivors can have their picture made either by themselves or if they want to, have some family or someone in it.
Awesome. That'll be fun.
This is
And then we're going
I
to
did
mail
send, we have a local paper, and I sent that to our survivor dinner. I sent several pictures to the newspaper, and they ended up calling me and covering the story. Due to COVID, we only had about 20 people last year, and then this year we had about 60 survivors. So I wanted to celebrate that win with the paper and letting them know that we are getting back out in the community. So that was very successful. And then they contacted.
Oh, Sherry, you just muted for some reason.
Event. So, and a lot of their paper is on social media instead of an actual printed paper. So I feel like it gets more advertisement and things like that.
That's awesome.
In California, they were at Placer County, they were able to, for a long time, they had them, and I imagine they still do. I'm in Reno now, but they have the local newspaper as their $10,000 sponsor, and it is in kind. So they get all kinds of stories published for that $10,000. It works out great. I wish I could get it here. I will work on getting it here. That's what I'll do.
What else are people doing?
It looks like there's a question for Denise and Elizabeth. It says, the Historical Society partnered for what for you? How did you partner together?
So our neighbor is, and one of our shop owners, they run the Canal Winchester Historical Society, and they approached us with the idea. They knew we did Luminaria at the events, and they wanted to, Christmas in the Village a long time ago, they used to have Luminaria line the streets, and they haven't done that in a long time. And they wanted to make it memorable this year. So they approached us to partner with us, and we came up with the idea of the labels, and they come up with the themes, and we create labels based off of their themes and just split the proceeds with them for that. So they reached out to us to get that set up.
But they would help, they would promote the relay along with their own events. And it's the same way with the farmers market. We've become very close with the person that's in charge of farmers market, and she is amazing when it comes to promoting anything that we have for relay.
Awesome. Great partnerships.
Now, what
They're
kind of
fantastic.
stuff was on the labels? I missed that. You had labels printed to go on the Luminaria bags?
We printed the labels ourselves. Sometimes most of the time we had stickers that were related to the theme of the event that was going on for Christmas in the Village.
Like this past one was Polar Express, so we just bought a big old sticker roll of Polar Express stickers and let people either, they could send us pictures and we could put pictures on their labels, or they would sticker their labels, or sometimes even kids would just color the labels, and they were the best ones ever.
Yeah.
So basically it was, we strayed away a little bit from the relay labels and just kind of created our own for these special luminaria. And then you can see in this, the bottom left corner there, those are all of our local businesses and organizations that really support us. So we still donated for them. We took it upon ourselves to donate the cost of the label and have them, because they support us, so we want to support them too. So we made them a label to have out on the streets.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
I know our local paper doesn't come to a lot of events anymore because they're so small staffed, but they're very willing. If you take the pictures and write it up, and send it to them, they will publish it. So a lot of times it's post-event, but at least it gets you coverage in there and some awareness for next year, hopefully.
Okay.
Everybody's quiet.
We're a little quiet tonight. That's okay though. It's been a long week, Heidi.
Oh, yeah, it is. And I know this is a really busy relay weekend. This is one of our busiest weekends in the country for relay. So
Oh, there we go.
lots of activity out there. So anything else anybody's got on their mind? You have a captive audience.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can.
I was the one that asked about the Historical Society because I'm a member of the Historical Society, and I was trying to figure out how I would do that, how I could
Ooh.
connect the two. I've talked to people, but just individual people, and I've gotten no responses. So thank you for the label. So you're using the Luminaria bag, which they buy and put their stickers on, or the sticker that you prepare for?
Kind of, yes, all the above. We get the bags ourselves. So we kind of had a budget set off to the side where we strictly have these funds for relay. And so we got the really good bags that we just reuse every year. The past plastic reusable luminary bags. Yeah. But the labels is something that we change up every year. And it's just, basically a half. How big are they?
I've tried different papers to print these on, but I found that the best thing to do was to use a half sheet of regular cardstock and then laminate it so that it doesn't, the water, if it happens to rain, which it does, or snow,
yeah.
So that it doesn't ruin the picture. So just a half a sheet of regular paper and laminate it, put it on the bag with clips. And we tell the people that as they go through, we just ask that they wait till Saturday night because it is a 2-night event. If they want to keep their label, then they can go along that night and take the label. Or we have our local restaurant that wants to display them all.
But we just play off of the themes. So Christmas in the Village is something that has been going on in Canal Winchester for, as long as I can remember, and that's over 30 years now. It's just a Canal Winchester tradition. So we just kind of played off of that whenever they approached us with this. And like I said, last year was Polar Express. That one was so much fun. And just tweaked the labels for what we needed it to be. So whatever you need it to be or whatever you want it to be. And we opened it up, like we said before, not just cancer specific. So anybody that wanted to remember it, like a pet, anybody that wanted to remember their husband who, we had somebody who was actually very excited that she could honor her husband who passed away from heart disease. So stuff like that, we weren't, obviously we still had the cancer resources and we told them we were there, we wanted to get a world free of cancer, but we also know there's other diseases out there too. And we, you know, we're not going to tell you you cannot have a luminaria at Christmas in the Village to remember your loved one. So
What do you charge for those luminaria?
it's the same, the $10.
Okay, and then you also have people that buy the traditional luminaria for your relay event?
Yes.
We
Yep.
promote that up until our event. And then we put those aside and we do strictly for Christmas in the Village through September.
And we
I
have people
love
that
that.
buy for both events.
And then we also have it available, they can purchase online.
Yes.
Okay. Does that help, Patricia?
Yes, thank you. I just can't, thank you. I've been trying to figure out how I can get the two together. Like I said, when I talk about relay, which I do to individual people, I don't get, you know, like any questions about it or responses. So I'm just asking if there's another avenue that I can approach them on.
Does your historical society have any events like our Christmas in the Village or?
I live in California, so no.
Okay.
No, they have a garden party, but they're usually specific to an individual that they're honoring. And I don't know if I could move that at some point, not this year because it's this Saturday, but maybe that's an idea somehow for next year.
Is there a historical district in your community?
No,
That-
we have the building for the Historical Society, but there's not a district.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe the
Yeah.
three of you can connect and kind of brainstorm.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to help.
Great.
Or even in the where they do the tea, is there a walkway where maybe it could be lined with luminaria?
The private home. It's
Oh, okay.
private home. So
Something else we do, which it's not specific, it's just our street does, but we line our street with luminaria, and it's not anything like, we don't do it for relay or anything like that. They're just blank bags. But something like that, if you started out in a neighborhood, maybe doing luminaria around a neighborhood just to get that attention. And then people can see that going on and wonder what those are. And, you know, every other bag maybe have contact information or information on how they can display these luminaria in their neighborhoods or something like that.
okay, that's an idea. I know we did that during the pandemic because we were all separate. And we filmed our separate individuals in our driveways there and then sent them in, and that was on out on our Facebook page for everybody to be able to go in and see. That's how we did that. So that's an idea. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Patricia, there's an idea in the chat. Do you see that?
That would be a good idea.
Those are good ideas.
Maybe be able to see this one, please. Yeah, I could approach the Arboretum. I don't know about Huntington Gardens, although I am a member of both of those. So thank you. So I could approach them and see if that's something, or if they're doing something, maybe. If they're having a function.
Or maybe something with members who, you know, could do like you do with your Christmas Village, you know, they could do bags in honor or memory of not just cancer specific, but other things and split the profits.
Okay, yes. It is very difficult in this city. The city is not supportive of our relay. And it's difficult because they have a lot of rules. You were talking about, which we used to do, putting up flyers in in different, all the storefronts, things like that. And I've done that in the past, but we're not able to do that. And we can't put signs up across the street. So there's no way to advertise here.
Can your individual restaurants do like little table tents on their individual tables?
Oh. I would think
you've done that before.
Okay, I would think inside. Oh, that's yes, because it can't be visible from the outside. Oh,
We've also done we had smaller flyers made and we took them to our local pizza place and had them, she was more than happy to send out a flyer with every single to-go order that she had. She would just stick them in the, on the pizza box and send them out.
I think it was something Jen mentioned
Mhm.
too. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I saw that earlier and I did make a note
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm writing all.
And feel free to ask that. Are you on our Facebook group? The Unified Event Support Facebook group?
No,
Are you on Facebook?
yes.
Yeah, you should join that because that's another great place to ask these same questions. You know, say our city does not allow advertising on storefronts. What are the ways can we get, you know, our information out there? And people may have great ideas they're already doing.
Okay, and that
Or
was
local boutique shops, if you can get in, like get flyers inside there and have them put them in their bags as people carry their stuff
We've heard
out.
that
We've
too.
done that too.
oh, all great ideas. Okay, that was unified what that I for Facebook?
If you scroll back up in the chat, Patricia, I put the link directly to the group.
And you can click on that link and then answer a few questions and you'll get put right in.
Oh, okay,
It's a great group. We all help each other out.
great. Thank you.
All right, we have a couple minutes. Anybody have anything else they want to say? Ask? I would like to thank Kayla because I know this is a busy week for her and we appreciate you as staff always
Of course.
helping us out and getting these calls going for us. So thank you.
I love these calls. It's one of my favorite times of the month.
How
find
often
them
do you
fun.
have these calls?
Once
We
a
have
month.
them the third Thursday of every month. And we'll have them every month except for December, probably because the third Thursday is right before Christmas. So, but yeah, we have a calendar planned out. And I knew as soon as I said that I would forget about what next month's topic was. But hang on, actually, I will find it.
And they're also all recorded, so you can go back and look at them.
Now, do we go back and look at them through that Facebook group?
No, they're actually, we have a landing page on ACS Resources that has all of these calls, the recordings. Each call has its own page, so it has the recording at the top, all the resources that we talk about, helpful links. I should have been able to figure this out, Sherry. Our topic for next month is wrapping up relay and making sure that you're kind of putting a nice little bow on the end of the year. So that'll be our June topic. Sorry, guys, it's been one of those weeks.
Well, a really big thank you to everyone who took time out of their night, because I know this is a busy time of year for everybody. So thank you, and thanks for sharing ideas and asking questions. And, you know, if you have other questions, put them out there in our Facebook group and people will jump in and answer, and you'll make some new friends and make some new contacts. So thank you, everybody. Everybody have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Janet, give me a second and I'll put the link in the chat for the landing page.
Thank you.